Hi everyone, this is Dr. Nitin Chhoda and welcome to this episode of Ignition Time. I understand your anger. I understand your frustration. I've been reporting on stimulus for a while now and I'll continue to do so. But our channel, the Ignition Time channel, is intended to be your voice. This channel is not just a stimulus updates channel. It is intended to give you important news and important information about the country, about the economy, and about your money. And right now, I can tell you that the country is mad. The country is angry. I feel your pain. I understand the frustration as I report this news to you as a citizen journalist. In fact, Jim Cramer from CNBC in particular is very mad. Jim Cramer ripped Congress over the failure to pass stimulus, and he said that it has, I quote, doomed small businesses. Just unbelievable that House Speaker Pelosi on one hand, there's Speaker Pelosi, how are you, Speaker Pelosi, and the Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell on the other hand, hello Leader McConnell, they're just not able to come to a consensus. Right now, we know that the president is extremely preoccupied with challenging the validity of the election, but guess what? Individuals who need help the most, individuals in travel, leisure, entertainment, and hospitality are the ones who are suffering the most. Jim Cramer said that a failure to pass more stimulus because of the gridlock between the House and the Senate has crushed small and medium-sized businesses. He said they're the empty storefronts of the country. That's what Jim Cramer said. And he said the result has been a giant gain for large retailers like Walmart, Target, and Home Depot, not to mention Amazon. Those stocks have been soaring. In fact, Target crushed revenue estimates and their stock is soaring while we have hungry people, while we have homeless people, and while our fellow Americans, our fellow citizens struggle to put food on the table, struggle to pay rent, and struggle to keep the lights on. Just unbelievable that we are living in this climate. In fact, let's hear directly from Jim Cramer and let's see what he had to say. Let's roll the tape.
The only thing that I would first of all, I agree with that scenario. The question is, are we anticipating that scenario? It is so much of that in the market. And I would say when you see stocks go down that reported great numbers like Walmart and Home Depot, you're already getting a chance to be able to buy them again. Why? Because those declines are presuming that the comparisons next year are going to be too hard. And I don't think so. I think a lot of these companies, just like Brian Cornell said today, they have picked up just a giant amount of allegiance. I do think that these companies have wiped out a lot of smaller companies because there's no stimulus. I really hate to say this, but I think that Congress has doomed so many companies. The president has doomed so many companies. So when you're going to get Walmart, it's Amazon, it's Target, it's Costco, it's Home Depot. I still think Lowe's. I don't think Lowe's is a sale here, but that's who won. That's who won. And whether we think that's fair or not, that's who won when Congress and the president doomed all of the small and medium-sized businesses that don't have credit lines and can't keep up. They're the empty storefronts of the country. And I think that is just a terrible thing, but it has nothing to do with the stock market.
It's incredible where we are in the country. Let me know if you agree with Cramer's comments in the comment section below. You'll find a link to the article that I'm referencing as well as Cramer's video in the description section below. I want to know what you think, my viewers and subscribers. Let's take a closer look at what he said. He said, and I quote, "I really hate to say this, but I think that Congress has doomed so many companies. The president has doomed so many companies." So I want to be clear. Jim Cramer is not only blaming Congress. When I say Congress, I mean House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, I mean Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, and I also mean the President of the United States, Donald Trump. So Jim Cramer is blaming everyone. He says everyone is responsible. Look, I know that there are supporters on either side who say, hey, this side tried, that side tried. But guess what? This is a collective failure. This is a collective failure of the House, of the Senate, and according to Jim Cramer, also the president. Again, I'll quote Jim Cramer. "I really hate to say this, but I think that Congress has doomed so many companies. The president has doomed so many companies." Unbelievable. We now have a retail landscape that has shifted significantly as a result of this pandemic. Publicly traded companies like Walmart, Target, Home Depot, and Amazon have grown significantly, and that means that these stocks have gone up, making individuals who hold these stocks richer than ever before. But the small mom and pop shops, the local diner, the local sushi place, by the way, I love sushi, those small local shops that depend on local customers have been decimated forever. Just unbelievable and extremely, extremely unfair. I've talked about the impact on travel, leisure, entertainment and hospitality. But what Cramer's talking about is small businesses being doomed, the failure of small businesses, which just takes the impact of this to a whole new level. Cramer also talked about some of these large companies I mentioned earlier growing bigger than ever before. He said, and I quote, "I think a lot of these companies have picked up a giant amount of allegiance." Basically, he's saying that they've picked up a whole bunch of new customers, because guess what? If you're not going to be able to go to your local diner, you're just going to order food online. If you're not going to the local grocery store, you're going to order stuff on Amazon. Amazon just opened their own online pharmacy, which is why shares of Walgreens and CVS pharmacy actually went down, because people are now thinking, whoa, I can get my prescription medication through Amazon. What do I need Walgreens and CVS for? So the whole landscape is shifting, which makes the strong stronger, the rich richer, and which puts those who are vulnerable, those who have a small amount of savings, those who depend on local customers, those who have razor thin margins, it's putting those individuals and those businesses completely out of business. Now, here's the interesting thing. Cramer has his own small businesses. He owns a couple of restaurants. So this is what Cramer went on to say. "I do think that these companies," he's referring to these larger companies, "have wiped out a lot of the smaller companies because there's no stimulus." He said that those businesses, meaning the smaller companies, do not have credit lines. You can't keep up. They're the empty storefronts of the country. Just unbelievable. By the way, Cramer made a decision to temporarily close his own small businesses during this pandemic, and he said that was a terrible thing. He said it has nothing to do with the stock market, because he understands the in the trenches failure that is taking place within the core engine, the small businesses of our country. Now, by the way, I understand this as well. I own software companies, I own e-commerce businesses, and any business that is dependent on an actual physical storefront has been severely impacted. I know this because part of our business, we work with a lot of healthcare professionals all over the country. Those are the businesses that I own, and those healthcare professionals had to shut down because patients were not coming in. So I understand exactly what Cramer's talking about. Now, keep in mind that Cramer said all this today, and the CEO of JP Morgan, that's Jamie Dimon, also spoke about the need for stimulus, and he called the behavior of individuals in Congress childish. Yes, I quote, childish. Jamie Dimon had some sharp criticism for lawmakers in Washington because they've been gridlocked for many months, and because there hasn't been any additional stimulus. Just unbelievable that we have this type of a situation. In fact, let's take a quick look at a couple of comments from Jamie Dimon so you can see what Jamie said for yourself. Let's roll the tape.
And the other thing, I just mentioned about the fiscal stimulus, I know now we have this big debate. Is it 2.2 trillion, 1.5 trillion? You got to be kidding me. I mean, just split the baby and move on. I mean, this is childish behavior on the part of our politicians. We need to help the citizens of America. And let's just get through it. And it reminds me going back when President Obama was trying to get basically effectively Simpson balls done, right, and the Republicans and Democrats got bogged down in that $800 billion. I would have walked in that last room of negotiation. If I had to give it all up on either side, it would have been great for the country. They should have focused on what's great for the country, not who won the last little part of the negotiation.
Here's what Dimon said. He said, and I quote, "I know now we have this big debate. Is it 2.2 trillion, 1.5 trillion? And then he said, you gotta be kidding me. I mean, just split the baby and move on. I mean, this is childish behavior on the part of our politicians. We need to help the citizens of America." It's just unbelievable that bigger businesses tend to get bigger, and the smaller businesses are essentially going out of business. In fact, here's one more comment that Jim Cramer made that I thought was just emblematic of the whole problem. Jim Cramer said that this is an uneven recovery. I mean, we all know this is a K-shaped recovery, but Jim Cramer said in late September, he said that the strength of the stock of Olive Garden's parent company, which is Darden Restaurants, he said the strength of that stock should, I quote, terrify people. Here's a quote from Jim Cramer. "Darden's winning because its private competitors can't cope with the COVID-19 economy. We are headed for a world where, if you want to go out for dinner, you won't have many options other than some big chains with deep pockets. Olive Garden will be the height of fine dining." Just incredible where we are right now. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. You'll find a link to all our resources in the description section below. Let me know if you agree with Jim Cramer in that the small businesses have been doomed because of the actions of Congress and the president. Also, let me know if you agree with Jamie Dimon, whether our politicians are acting childishly. Let me know what you think in the comment section below, and definitely check out our resources, all the resources that we use in the description section below. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. My name is Dr. Nitin Chhoda with Ignition Time. I appreciate you watching. If you don't know anything about me, please check out my video. You'll learn more about who I am, what my journey has been like, and why you should listen to me. We release videos at 2 p.m. East Coast time most days of the week. That's 2 p.m. East Coast time. Get your cell phone out, send a text message with the word ignition or with the word time, either word, to 70,000, that's 70000, and you'll get added to our SMS alerts list going forward. You can opt out of the SMS alerts list at any point in time. You can also, if you want, get added to our email list. Simply go to ignitiontime.com/alerts. That's ignitiontime.com/alerts, and you can get added to our email list. Now, you can also, if you like, follow us on Instagram. Our Instagram handle is ignition_time. That's ignition_time. And if you want, you can also follow us on Twitter. Our Twitter handle is also ignition_time. That's ignition_time. Now keep in mind, YouTube does not always send out notifications on time, so please make sure you bookmark youtube.com/ignition time. That's youtube.com/ignition time, and this way you can visit the homepage of our channel and watch our videos at any point in time that you want. So please make sure you do that. As always, you'll find a link to all our resources in the description section below. Please comment, because our community is growing. It's very intelligent, it's very vibrant, it's very respectful. It's a bipartisan community where we all work together on exchanging ideas about the country, about the economy, and about money, because that's what this channel is all about. Again, please comment below and participate in our growing community. If you learned something new from this video, please share this video with friends and family. And also, finally, if you learned something new, please ignite that like button, please ignite that subscribe button, and please then gently tap that notification button so that you can get notified whenever we release new videos, because after all, the name of our channel is Ignition Time. Thank you so much for watching. I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next episode of Ignition Time. Don't forget to click like, subscribe, enable notifications, because that really helps out the YouTube algorithm. I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next episode of Ignition Time. Thank you so much.